Not too long ago, Amazon announced that CreateSpace would be merging with KDP Print, and with that merge came a lot of headaches and hassles. Well, there's even more information coming out now, and you're going to want to make sure that you stay tuned to learn more. Welcome to Self-Publishing with Dale, where you'll learn how to publish books that sell and build an unstoppable brand. In late August 2018, Amazon announced that they would be merging the CreateSpace publishing platform with KDP Print. And with it, they said either A, you merge, or B, you be merged. Well, a lot of people were moving their accounts over. Some of them stayed comfortably over on the CreateSpace platform. And it was probably a matter of about a week or two ago that they stopped taking any new uploads. The story starts to evolve because I've had a few viewers reach out to me to let me know that they have been forcibly moved to the KDP Print platform. That's right, they had zero say. So when they had said move or be moved, they really meant it. So now they're moving it over, but it doesn't come without its fair share of headaches and hassles. And some of the issues include missing titles. Some of the people that were forcibly merged to their KDP Print accounts discovered that a few of their titles were missing from the dashboard. In that instance, I recommend that you reach out to KDP Print team and let them know what the title was and as much information as you possibly can. This is something that I implore that if you ever publish any number of books, that you keep track of your title IDs, your ISBNs, and your ASINs all in one spot, so that way when you run into instances like this, you can accurately report the issues. Missing covers. Rest assured, if you just merged your CreateSpace account with your KDP Print account, if you see your covers are missing, give it a few days and eventually it'll propagate over into your actual dashboard. If you don't see it there after a week or two, again, reach out to the KDP Print team and let them know that you're missing a few covers. Missing categories. As some of you may remember, CreateSpace had what was called BISAC categories, which was the browse paths simplified in the CreateSpace dashboard. Well, some of those categories no longer exist. So if you had a book that was categorized underneath something that was only in the BISAC category and not in KDP Print, well, it's not going to have that browse path anymore. But rest assured, you can still file your book under specific categories. In fact, I'll leave a link in the description to how to find the proper categories and browse paths for your books. Though the information is a little older, it still holds strong and is also true in finding the right categories for your KDP Print book as it was in finding it for CreateSpace. Lost keywords and 2 additional slots. In CreateSpace, you were only allowed 5 keyword slots with up to 25 characters per slot, whereas in KDP, you're allowed up to 7 with 50 characters per slot. This isn't so much of a big issue for most people because all you have to do is go in and add those additional 2 keywords or rearrange some of those things. I highly recommend you do update your keywords after the merge so that way you can aid in discoverability. But there have been a select few that have had some issues with the merge. When they were forcibly merged over, all of their keywords were gone inside their 7 keyword slots, having to start from scratch. As I mentioned previously, when you're keeping track of your publications, the title IDs, the ASINs, as well as the ISBNs, it's probably a good idea to keep track of your keywords as well. Now that some of that is out of the way, I want to give you a couple of other recommendations so that way you can optimize your listing for better discoverability. Because here's the thing, where CreateSpace you had some limitations, KDP Print you have a few other things that opens up some opportunities. Vice versa though, where you had many other opportunities on CreateSpace, you don't so much have it on KDP Print. Updating HTML on your book descriptions. HTML code is one of the ways that you can get your book description to really pop on your Amazon product page. CreateSpace was very limited on what it would accept for HTML. Now on KDP Print, you have much more room to grow and you have much more to work with. I recommend that if you haven't done so already, get your book description really popping with HTML. And the good news is you don't have to know code. All you got to do is head over to selfpublishingwithdale.com/HTML and follow the video tutorial hosted by my assistant Ava Fails. Updating titles. This gets a little bit tricky, and it's for some of you out there that have a book that was accepted by CreateSpace that might have had a title that was keyword stuffed, or maybe it had way too many keywords. Either way, KDP Print does not like those titles as much. Now, here is the good news, bad news. The good news is you could probably fly under the radar with your keyword stuffed titles, and KDP is not going to give you any flack. But as soon as you access that title in your dashboard and go to edit and save it, they're going to give a little bit more pushback. I'm not encouraging for some of you out there to be keyword stuffing your books, nor am I endorsing that methodology. Just be aware that if you have something in a no content or a low content book that was keyword stuffed, KDP is going to come in and go, no, 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 no. Where do I see this eventually going? Well, eventually KDP Print, when all this merge is said and done and the dust has settled, I anticipate they're going to eventually go in and start to audit each one of these titles to make sure that they're in compliance with the KDP policy. My recommendation is, when you can, get into some of those titles, adjust them accordingly, or delist them to keep your account safe. This is the recurring theme, and hopefully you can kind of see a bit of a pattern. In the instance that you're running into slow upload time, or a lot of rejections, or your cover's off, reach out to the KDP Print team. I can personally say that KDP Print and the KDP team in general is very responsive. Sometimes they will give you canned responses, but in other instances, if you're polite, you're professional, and you're patient, they will work with you to make sure that your account is on good standing, as well as address any kind of issues and errors that are coming through the KDP Print beta dashboard. Have you been forcibly moved from the CreateSpace platform over to KDP Print? If so, what issues have you discovered in that merge? I definitely want to hear from you. In the meantime, we can still move right along, and I want you to go ahead and take a look at these other videos and join me on over there. I'll see you there.